Ripple is, one of your products is to distribute liquidity through the payments system. So the question is, could there be a run on Ripple? In other words, everybody wants your liquidity. Nobody wants to provide it because there is a scenario where people develop doubts for good reasons or bad about the system.
So let me first clarify what Ripple provides. Ripple doesn't provide liquidity. Ripple provides technologies that allow you to access liquidity that exists in the marketplace. In the last 24 hours, the digital asset marketplace traded about $50 billion of liquidity in 24 hours. That includes XRP, but that includes Bitcoin and Ether and what have you. So, could there be a run on digital assets at large? Just the nuance of the question is, Ripple sells technologies. Can there be a run on Ripple? I don't know what that looks like. I mean, I can't really think about that.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And that intro clip, that was from 4 years ago at the Swiss National Bank Monetary Conference. It was a room full of central bankers from around the world. Yeah, how I wish there was a run on XRP, but the run, a real bank run, occurred on the Silicon Valley Bank, forcing it to shut down. Everyone in the XRP community wondered, did Ripple get caught with funds there? Well, indeed they did. About 8 hours ago, there was a tweet put out by Brad Garlinghouse, and he let everyone know that, yes, this was a banking partner. Now, the exact amount was not shared. And at that same time that we heard from Ripple, Janet Yellen appeared on Face the Nation. Have a listen.
We go now to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen.
Let me say America's economy relies on a safe and sound banking system that can provide for the credit needs of our households and businesses. So whenever a bank, especially one like Silicon Valley Bank with billions of dollars in deposits, fails, it's clearly a concern. We've been hearing from those depositors and other concerned people this weekend. So let me say that I've been working all weekend with our banking regulators to design appropriate policies to address this situation.
About 3 hours later, a joint statement, I can't believe it, came from the Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and the FDIC that they would take a bold step to strengthen public confidence in the banking system. As I had said yesterday in my video, banking is all about a game of confidence. Without it, you have nothing. And the bank runs would have just continued without this action. They guarantee no losses will be borne by the taxpayer and depositors will be made whole, including another bank, a bank that they closed in New York that was on the verge of collapse. That's the crypto bank Signature. Call this what you will, a bailout, lubing the rails, or quantitative easing. It has sent the markets soaring. Look at Bitcoin up 9%, but boy, there are some real standouts. Filecoin up 25%. Stacks up 28%, Maker up 30%, and Rocket Pool up 37%. Yeah, there's a lot of gains across the board, but those last four are quite a standout. What else is driving this pump? Along with saving the depositors of SVB and Signature Bank, the one that was closed today by regulators in New York, the Fed also unveiled emergency funding measures with loans. This is a backstop, and these loans are for up to 1 year. They're going to use $25 billion for this backstop. They're doing it with a discount window. Now, just be aware that if you are banking at a bank that dips into this, boy, I'd be very careful. It's a red flag. Anybody who hits that discount window, I think I'd be moving banks. Representative Maxine Waters was quick to tweet out that the banking system was safe, and President Biden, he took credit that it was at his direction that we have the confidence back in our bank deposits. He also tweeted that he would firmly be committed to holding those responsible. He'd have more to say on this in the morning. Let's jump back to Janet Yellen when she appeared on Face the Nation with 2 additional questions.
Can you say whether there will be other regional bank failures?
Well, look, let me just say that we want to make sure that the troubles that exist at one bank don't create contagion to others that are sound.
The largest savings and loan back in 2008 was Washington Mutual. They collapsed when just 9%, only 9% of the bank's deposits were withdrawn, mostly online. That bank run lasted for 9 days. And who came in to pick up those pieces on the cheap? Yep, JP Morgan. And who's going to pick up the pieces of Silicon Valley Bank franchise in the UK? That would be HSBC.
Do you foresee what's happening now as making it harder for Fed Chair Powell to continue with the kind of rate hikes he's indicated he plans?
The Federal Reserve is independent and charged with making judgments about what the appropriate course of action is to address financial risks and also to achieve their inflation and employment goals. And I'm not going to comment on what the appropriate response is for them. They will be evaluating this in the days and weeks to come.
An article just about an hour old says that the banking failures are prompting the Fed to reconsider a major March hike. Wow. Well, it now looks like it'll either be a smaller rate increase or maybe even holding steady. This would probably create a lot of momentum in the market. On a serious note, when Nick Carter warned everybody about the demolition of banks and crypto, he called it choke point. And that warning went out about a month ago. He said today that it's worse than he even imagined. But Caitlin Long, who is suing the feds, she's been denied a banking charter license for Custodia, which she was even going to back with assets 1-to-1. She knew it was this bad. And she said that she hasn't disclosed everything yet, and that we might just know all at the end of this week. She's doing a remarkable job at trying to keep the banking channels open for the crypto ecosystem. One of the banks still servicing crypto is Cross River. So there are a few out there, but it is getting narrow in terms of choices. Now, Monday will surely be a stressful day for everyone, especially the regional bankers. This is why Biden will most likely address this issue first thing in the morning, and Japan is watching closely. I'm not sure if you remembered, but there was the Financial Services Committee hearing that I wanted to watch, and it was entitled Coincidence or Coordinated? The Administration's Attack on the Digital Asset Ecosystem. Well, it was very good. Let me just play a short clip of what I think is rich.
I just would ask Professor Evans, does the Securities and Exchange Commission regulate the payment system or securities?
Clearly securities.
Yep, thank you. And, you know, the legal clarity that we're seeking, frankly, wants to make sure that investors, innovators, and regulators, like Chairman Gary Gensler, also know that the Securities and Exchange Commission doesn't regulate the payment system.
All right, everybody, we're jumping to the fluff. Yeah, just about 3 years ago, glamping, which is luxury camping, came to Japan. It's now come back in full swing. This is a big trend, and there's new places opening up weekly. Mostly the geo-designed tents are most popular. They come in all different sizes. You can go to the forest, you can go to the beach, you can go to the vineyards. And I'm told that it first appeared in the UK back in 2005, but Japan has really embraced it. You are right in the middle of the great outdoors with all the needed luxuries, like running water and toilets. fresh air without carrying in all that equipment or sleeping on a shivering, cold, hard ground that is full of ants. The famous architect Kengakuma, who built the stadium for the Olympics here in Tokyo, is even getting in on the trend and has built a sauna with his signature use of wood. The locations are just about everywhere in Japan, even within the city limits of Tokyo, anywhere from $90 a night to a couple of $100. Well, it is something that I definitely want to try. Let me know in the comments if glamping is big in your country. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.